actively pushing peace, okay? That's the key. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Crystal here. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are an OG subscriber, thank you so much for your support. But if you haven't subscribed already, make sure to do so down below and make that red subscribe button gray, girl, okay, or guy. Okay, I don't discriminate. So today we're gonna be discussing how to invest in yourself, and I kind of break it down into categories so that you guys can easily kind of understand, you know, what I kind of put under what category and why. But I do feel like they kind of break up, you know, different ways of investing yourself. In my opinion, it kind of breaks up into all these categories. So I kind of just, you know, talk to you guys a little bit about that and just what that looks like for me, and then also just give you guys examples of what it can look like for you. I think, you know, we live in a world where like everything is go 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 and everything is so fast, and sometimes we need to slow down and realize like the real investment is in us, and we are our biggest investment. And I think it's so important for us to really find value and importance in investing in ourselves in any which one of these ways that I'm going to be talking about in this video. So if you are interested, make sure you stay tuned and stick around. So if you learn anything new, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Killa Kryss, and also on TikTok as well. I need to be more active on TikTok. So if y'all go on there and you don't see nothing, it's because I need to be more active. But still follow me, you guys. Still follow me. I'm gonna get my life. And yeah. So without any further ado, let's just jump right into our video for today. Hey guys, so today we're gonna be getting into a topic that I think is a very important topic. I don't care who you are, what you do, how old you are. This is probably, to me, one of the most important like conversations that you have to have like with yourself. The topic that I'm going to be discussing today is how to invest in yourself, and just overall about how important it is to invest in yourself. I think that, you know, a lot of us, especially like the younger generation, I think we can get wrapped up into, you know, like the now and the things that are happening like, you know, this day or this week or this month, this year, but not necessarily thinking ahead. And so we don't realize like investing in ourselves is probably, you know, one of the main things that we have to start to do early so that we are able to create the life that we want and to be able to bring to life the vision that we've had, you know, in our younger days. We're able to bring that to life when we are older. And I think that's why investing in yourself in all of these different ways is so important. And so I'm gonna be doing a get ready with me. I'm gonna be talking to you guys a little bit about what I got written down and kind of how I sorted out my notes for this topic, because I wanted to break it down where it's just easily digestible. The information is easy to grasp, but it all is important information. I just try to do it in a way where it's just easy for you to understand and for me to explain. So yeah, let's jump right into this video. I'm gonna go ahead and start my foundation. So if you guys have been following my channel for some time now, recently I started posting, you know, more videos just about different topics that I find I'm passionate about, and things that, you know, I'm currently going through or have gone through. I posted a video on, you know, the importance of, I think it was like self-care and taking care of yourself. You guys can check it out right here. I'll put the video thumbnail for you guys to take a look. I also did a video on friendships, and I'll leave that for you right here so you guys can also take a look. But okay, so this is not a sponsored video, but I do want to plug in the the company for my headband that I'm wearing today, which is from Grace & Company. This is my sister's, my real sister, actual in real life. This is her brand, and so I like try to plug her brand in anytime I can, anytime I get a chance. So how to invest in yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, professionally, and financially. So these are all the different categories I kind of laid out. The first one I want to kind of talk about, for me, I think it's number one, so I think it deserves to be discussed first, and that is, you know, spiritually. So I think that comes first, right? So when I say investing in yourself spiritually, you know, I really just mean, and I kind of just want to touch on this part really quickly, but you guys already know how I feel about the Most High. You guys already know how I feel about, you know, whatever you consider your God, and whoever you worship is whoever you worship. But I believe that, you know, there's a higher power out there, and I believe I'm connected to that higher power, and so that's one of the things that I put first, right? So in my life, I think spiritually, when I'm investing in that is when I'm praying, when I'm meditating, you know, when I'm having conversations, you know, with God, when I'm connecting with myself, when I'm connecting with nature. Those are all things that I think allow me to invest in myself spiritually, right? Let's put some makeup on so we can get this makeup look started. I don't know why I didn't start with my foundation. All of the products are going to be down below inside of the description bar. So if you guys are interested, definitely check out the description bar below. I'm going to go ahead and add my foundation. FYI, if you are interested in this foundation, I'll just tell you real quick, it's a really, really good, to me, it's very blendable. It's lightweight to medium coverage, but it's very blendable, and it just, to me, it looks like skin once I blend it out with a brush. I personally think it looks better blended out with a brush than it does with a beauty blender. Okay, you guys, so let's get back into the topic. So I think spiritually, you know, investing just that time and that energy into whatever you consider to fill that cup for you. So I think for me, I make it a duty to like have conversations with God and to show gratitude to the things that God has done in my life. And I also, you know, make it a priority to just make sure that I just show gratitude as much as I can, when I believe it's always deserved. But I feel like just being intentional about it. So like, instead of waking up and like going on Instagram, when I wake up and I pray and I talk to God and I say thank you for another day, thank you for, you know, allowing me to get through whatever I went through yesterday, or, you know what I mean, just showing gratitude any way that I can. I think that's very important. And then also like meditating. So I mentioned meditating. This can tie into you investing in yourself mentally as well, because I think meditating helps with so many different things, and physically, because meditating is just something that I think just helps with you just overall as a person. It helps you calm down. It helps you to just digest emotions and to understand emotions better. It helps you to just make better decisions. So it's a lot of different things I think meditating helps with. So I feel like it kind of falls underneath mentally and spiritually, yeah. Meditating is something that I would say can help you spiritually as well, because it helps you to align with yourself, right? So it doesn't have to necessarily connect with, when you connect with yourself, I think you connect with the higher source regardless. So I feel like when it comes to meditation and you're connecting back with yourself, you're connecting back with source, and that's helping you to invest in yourself spiritually as well. Okay, so that's enough for meditation. I think you guys kind of understand what I mean. But as far as just the overall like spirituality concept and what that means, I think that means something different for everyone. And I think that whatever that does mean to you, I think that just making sure that you balance that out, you make sure that you're investing time into that, you're doing what you need to do to balance out your chakras or balance out your energy and staying connected to source, you know. So that is my little tidbit on the spirituality investing. I think that is very important. I think a lot of us can sometimes put that on the back burner, and I don't believe that it deserves to be on the back burner whatsoever. I think, and that's why I intentionally mentioned it first. We be playing with God and we need to stop playing, okay? Alright, you guys, so the next thing we're gonna get into is how to invest in yourself mentally. Alright, so I have written down, I wrote down notes, y'all. I hope y'all better recognize, okay? Y'all can't really see it, but I wrote down notes because I wanted to just stay on course with what I have to say. And you guys know I have a very bad habit of just like talking way too much, so I gotta, you know. But the first thing I wrote down is maintaining your peace. That can look like something different for everybody. So maintaining my peace, something that I like to do is, you know, making sure that I'm incorporating some time to myself, you know, throughout the day. So whether that be an hour to myself, 30 minutes to myself, whatever I can, but I just make sure that no matter what, I always reinvesting that time back into myself. And it could be me doing absolutely nothing, or it could be me doing something that is like fulfilling to me, you know, or something that is allowing me to unleash a creative idea that I've had inside for a while. You know, it could be a lot of different things, but I think whatever that looks like for you, you know, is what is important. But I do think that it is important for you to maintain and to maintain that peace. Whatever it is that brings you peace, like just keep it close, keep it tight. But it should not be anything outside of yourself. All right. So meaning like it shouldn't be another person or another thing that brings you peace. You really should be able to just be, you know, peaceful and to be at peace and to be at total tranquility by yourself. All right, let me put this concealer on. So I also have reading and meditating written down. So that kind of comes, you know, like I was saying, the meditating, it can trickle down into this category as well as a physical category, because I feel like you're physically meditating, right? Reading is something that I personally feel like brings me peace, right? All I need is a book to read. I don't even need a book to read. I can read anything. But just reading, I like to read. That brings me peace. I also wrote down, do something that makes your inner child happy. So we are just grown-ass kids. That's really the bottom line. You know, we're just grown-ass kids. And I think once we realize that, we'll realize that the same things that we used to like as children, right? The same things that we gravitated towards without even being persuaded by someone to like we just naturally like, you know, are the same things that we actually like now, if you really think about it, right? So when you think about that, you know, you gotta do things that make your inner child happy. So for me, like my inner child, I used to love to write. Right? I used to love writing. I won awards for writing when I was in elementary school, and like, you know, when I had first moved from Jamaica to New York, went to elementary school here, I won like writing awards because I used to write in cursive. I was like 11 years old writing in cursive, like just complete cursive. My handwriting is really nice. A lot of people always tells me that. I'll try to show it to you guys. I'll try to record it to you guys. It's a lot of light, so it's a little bright, so it's a little overexposed. You can't really see it when I hold it up, but I'll show it to you guys if I remember to take the footage of it. But that was something that I love to do. I love to write. I love to express my thoughts and my ideas on paper, and then I just liked to make it fancy. That was a thing, right? So one of the things that I picked back up doing is journaling, and writing out my thoughts and my ideas on paper in a nice book with a nice pen, because that was my thing. If I don't have a nice pen, I can't even write. If I don't have nice pages, I don't want to write. It's like I don't know. It was like a thing for me. It's a whole procedure. It's a whole process. But that's something that my inner child loved. And so I say that to say, like, you have to make sure that you're doing things that is making your inner child happy. That's investing in yourself. That's investing in your inner child, you know? So whether that be art, whether that be painting, whether that be, you know, riding a bike, whether that be like, I don't know, like swimming, whatever the hobby may be, if you liked it as a child, 9 times out of 10 you probably like it now, unless something happened where like you were traumatized and you're never ever gonna do it again. Like, I don't know, being on a roller coaster, I don't know. But I feel like just go back to that hobby, pick it back up, and see like if it sparks something in you. I think it will. I really do, because I remember even liking to paint, and I went out, I bought paint supplies, I bought canvases, and I just painted. And it just like sprung up a level of creativity that I feel like I honestly thought that was like lost. I thought that I didn't have it anymore. So just, I don't know, just pick it back up. I don't know, but I was just thinking, like, I think sometimes we like overlook those things. They're so small, but they are so they're life changing. They're so imperative. I feel like we overlook those things because it's like, I'm not gonna go paint and ride a bike. Like, I used to do that when I was 5. But yeah, like, you used to do that when you were 5, and you never really satisfied that child in you. And picking that back up as an adult, you know, is repairing that relationship with that child in you. So I don't know, it's just my way of like investing in myself. So I think really the key for investing in yourself mentally is to just keep a peace of mind at all times, and however that may be for you, whatever that means for you, I feel like just keep doing it and like remain, you know, positive no matter the situation and no matter the circumstances, because you are going to overcome it no matter what. Especially with that kind of mindset, with that kind of with that kind of mentality, you can overcome anything. And you're able to also, I think for me, practicing, you know, protecting my peace and pushing my peace and my pushing that, you know, when I'm in public, say no, but when I'm in public and I'm out and I'm like in groups and stuff, just like protecting my peace in that group. You know what I'm saying? Like protecting my peace, like it's almost like my ego is there just like protecting me. You know, I'm not using my ego to be defensive or combative or in any type of way. I'm using it to protect me in this scenario, because you got all these energies and you don't want those energies to taint your energy, and now your energy is messed up because you done let some energy in it's just not supposed to be here, you know? So actively pushing peace, okay? That's the key. Okay guys, so yeah, so I set a goal in the beginning of the year to go, like I was saying, 2 to 3 times a month, and now I'm going 2 to 3 times a month. You know, whatever, like I said before, it can look like one thing for me, and then it can look like a totally different thing for you. You know, maybe you want to, you know, wake up early and go to the park and go for a walk for an hour, and that's your physical investment. I feel like, you know, somebody who is having like digestive, this is a random thing, but like somebody who's having digestion issues or something, you know, maybe their goal might be to drink chamomile tea every morning. That helps with digestion. I don't know, but I'm just randomly thinking, like, it doesn't have to necessarily be what it looks like for me, for you. So you gotta kind of pick and choose what it is that you need, at least right now. Like, you know, look around and look at yourself in the mirror and try to figure out, like, hey, what are some things that I would like to do to invest in myself physically? Whether that look like, you know, you're looking in the mirror and you see that you got, your pores are big and you're like, okay, baby, I gotta go get a facial. I gotta go and invest in this facial that I've been talking about for the past 6 months. That could be your physical investment. Or you walk past the mirror and you see like a pudge and you like, I don't like that pudge. Like, that pudge is not where it's at. And so you decide, I'm gonna sign up for the gym. That's your physical investment, you know what I mean? But you have to actually go and work out. Don't just sign up and never go. You have to actually go work out. So, but those are all physical investments that I think are very, very important and very necessary. We're gonna move on to emotional investment. Next, I want to kind of like just finish up my base and then we can move on to our eyes because I'm about to wrap up this video soon. So let's do that real quick. Alright, you guys, so the next topic we are going to discuss is how to invest in yourself emotionally. So emotional investment in yourself for me looks like communicating my emotions in a healthy way, not being toxic and being passive aggressive and talking about the person behind their back and, you know, not saying what I want. Or complaining about what's not being done but not saying what I want done. Emotional investment in myself looks like, you know, me being in an argument with somebody or some type of, what's the word, aggressive discussion or back and forth or tussle, whatever you want to call it, and me walking away to take time to curate an answer that I feel like I wouldn't be able to, you know, healthy curate in that environment or in that situation. Walking away to be able to understand, you know, my thoughts and to effectively communicate them in a better space where I feel like it would be received instead of, you know, doing it in that kind of, you know, combative like situation or environment where it's not really going to be received in the same way. Journaling. Okay, journaling is so important. Journaling helps me to just write my thoughts out. I don't journal as much as I should. I really should be doing more journaling, but journaling really helps me to like write out my thoughts. I feel like when you write out your thoughts, you really can see what kind of person you are. It's so weird. Like, you can really see how you think as a person. Like, I know sometimes I be writing out some of my thoughts and I'm like, oh wow, that actually sounds really crazy. Or reading this back actually sounds really crazy. Like, what's wrong with me? You know, like, but I wouldn't be able to come to like that kind of conclusion if I didn't write it out. I also feel like writing out your thoughts really just helps you to understand your thoughts and to be able to see them written out makes them real. You know, so I am a huge advocate for journaling and writing out your thoughts. Okay, so another thing I wrote down is therapy. Now, if you are a person that constantly is dealing with like depression, anxiety, lack of focus, just feeling just a lack of ambition and lack of motivation, if you feel like the things that I just mentioned would not really help you, a therapist might help. You know, I think that especially in the Black community, I will just speak for the Black community because that's the community I'm a part of in this country. I feel like we have such a stigma against therapy. Like, it's looked at like an uncool thing to do, you know, when in reality it's not even about it being cool or like uncool, or people getting in your business or anything. It's just a, you know, a professional, an unbiased professional, somebody that you're able to discuss, you know, your traumas with, you know, things that you're going through, and things that you're dealing with, and you don't have to feel like you're going through them alone. You have a professional who's able to guide you through it, somebody who's able to talk you through it, somebody who's able to give you a perspective on it that you probably couldn't give yourself. So I think therapy is very, very, very important for you know, investing in yourself emotionally for sure. I want to do my under eye real quick. So let me add in, I'm gonna go ahead and just add a little bit of, I don't think I want to add an eyeshadow. I wanted to, but then now that I'm kind of looking at my skin and how everything is going, I'm gonna just keep it simple. So another thing I wrote down in terms of investing in yourself emotionally, so I wrote down something specific. I want to read straight from it. Take time to truly understand your emotions. Don't ignore them, welcome them, learn them, journal them, and learn to understand them. And also learn to communicate them if you need to. So I wrote that because to me, I feel like that's like my process of when an emotion develops over something. That's like my process of like it entering my mind or it entering my heart. That's my process of navigating through it. So I don't ignore my emotions. I make sure that I try my best to go through each and every single one, whether it be anger, whether it be happiness, you know, whether it be me being proud, whether it is me being sad or mad, whatever. The emotion is all valid, right? Like whatever emotion develops when you are going through something, or you're triggered by something, or something bothers you, or whether you like something or something excites you or inspires you, all the emotions that are created from all of those different like actions or experiences or people or things, I feel like are all valid. So I try to go through all of my emotions as best as possible. Sometimes it's hard when you've never navigated an emotion before, it's new to you. It might take you a little longer than it normally does. But I think as you practice and as you like really do the work in not ignoring your emotions, and whenever you're feeling them, you are compartmentalizing them, you're taking them and you're learning about them. You're seeing how you feel, you're writing it down, you know, breaking it apart to see where it might, like the root might come from. You're like really analyzing the shit out of this emotion, okay? Is like the best way I can say it. I feel like once you do that and you're able to like really dissect emotions in that way, you are unstoppable, like truly and for real. Like you are truly unstoppable because nothing will faze you. Like you'll be in a room, in a meeting, at work, outside, in a group, wherever the setting may be around other people, and you're not ruled by your emotions. You control your emotions. Your emotions don't control you. And I think that's kind of what I'm trying to get at. You know, like when you're able to navigate through your emotions and learn them and understand them and be friends with them, and you're not scared of them, you don't be kicking them out the room when they be coming in. You know, when you invite them in and you welcome them, I feel like you become friends with them. And when you become friends with somebody, what happens? You get to know them. And you're not necessarily controlling your friends, but you're able to like navigate as a person, as a whole being around that trigger, around that, you know, trauma, or around whatever emotions might come up. Like it's not controlling you. I hope that makes sense. Let me just add this mascara and then I'll add my lip liner, and then we can get into the next two categories. They kind of tie into each other, so it'll kind of be a 2-in-1. Alright you guys, so I just added my lashes. I'm getting my lashes done on Tuesday, so I had to put on some strips. But these strips are not bad. These are the 3D Mink Lash. This is from Ms. Lash, I don't know. We were going to talk about the last two topics. So the last two, so let's give each of them their own category and introduction because they are very different, but they tie in together. So I wanted to talk to you guys about investing in yourself professionally as well as investing in yourself financially, right? So they kind of tie into each other in a way for obvious reasons. I think investing in yourself professionally is very important. So whatever it is that you may do, if you're an entrepreneur, you know, if you are a creative, if you are a influencer, if you're, I guess that's also a creative, if you are a lawyer, doctor, whatever you do, investing in yourself professionally will allow you to develop new skills, to learn new things, to be able to increase your value and your worth in the professional world, because you're able to develop and gain new skills from whether it be classes that you take, going to school, getting a certificate, investing in a course that, you know, can give you information that you might otherwise not be able to get unless like you use somebody with the information. But, you know, like really doing the work to be able to get a return on that investment in the professional aspect, I think is so important. And I feel like that's like one thing that I think I'm now kind of like grasping and understanding as I'm like getting older. You guys know I'm 26, and so like I work, you know, a job outside of YouTube, and I'm just like really learning the importance of like gaining new skill set and just being more valuable for whatever company you're working for, just being an asset and being valuable. And I think that is predicated on somebody who is always willing and open to learning and to growing and to, you know, getting better. So let me put on this lip liner. So a few things that I have written down, you guys, for professionally, right? Always looking for ways to remain a student. This is not just, yeah, I guess this would be under the professional category, but I feel like this can kind of apply wherever you kind of apply it. This is like in the overall human category, right? Remaining a student is so important because we all go throughout life learning different things, and once we kind of like shut off that part of our mind or like that part of ourselves that is willing to learn new things, we stunt our growth, right? Because if you're not learning anything new, how can you like develop anything new? How can you develop a new perspective? How can you develop a new skill? How can you know, just develop new traits? You can't, because you're not learning anything new. You're stuck and you're the same person that you were a year ago. You know, people are constantly changing. So I wrote that down because that's like something that I'm super big on. You know, I'm like forever evolving, and I don't want to ever stop evolving as a person. I want to constantly grow and constantly be able to look back at like an old version of myself and compare it to the new version and say all the things that I was able to improve on because of all the things that I allowed in my mind to like learn and grasp and understand and to apply, you know? So I think that's really important. I also have like buy courses and seek a mentor, and I have that written down because buying courses, a lot of people overlook. Now, when I say buying courses, not just any course, you need to buy trusted courses. But so for instance, right, I'm working on a project and I have to buy a course in order to learn the skill necessary that I need to be able to start the project alone. So I decided I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to buy this course, and this is going to help me to learn what I need to learn to be able to do X in order for me to do Y, you know? And that was an investment. I haven't seen the return on it yet because it's not an instant thing, but I know that I will as long as I put that work behind it. And that goes for anybody. So like investing maybe for somebody who's interested in cryptocurrency, invest in a course. For somebody who is interested in trading and learning how to invest in stocks and in the stock market, invest in a course. If you are somebody who's passionate about fashion and creating your own designs, invest in a course in order for you to learn how to sew or learn how to come up with new concepts or ideas. You know what I mean? We're in 2022 now. We don't necessarily have to go back to like school. We can go online and find a course. So invest in yourself and find you a course. And also, other thing I wanted to point out about that is like whenever you meet successful people, like successful people that I've met in my life, they are constantly wearing the hat of a student. They're constantly learning and they're constantly wanting to learn from people. You know, they're constantly asking questions and just like curious, and they stay hungry. And I feel like that is like the key for you to really be able to like propel yourself and elevate yourself always throughout your journey, throughout your life journey, because you're gonna always like be open to different experiences, different people, different things, different cultures, different just everything. This is a world of so many different types of people, and you just don't want to be stuck in like one mindset for the rest of your life. Like, let's be real, you don't want to do that. Who wants to do that? No one. You've seen your grandmother do it, you've seen your grandfather do it, don't do it to yourself. Okay, and then the last thing I wanted to bring up was, you know, investing in yourself financially. I think is very important. So the reason why I had brought up, this is the Fenty Beauty lip gloss. Y'all know I'm obsessed with those gloss bomb lip glosses. That's all I use. Matter of fact, before I even get into the financials, let me spray my face real quick and then we can get into it. It's my favorite part of makeup. If you know, you know. This is the best, you guys. I love this part of the makeup. My makeup looks really, really good. And like I said, I'll leave all of the stuff for what I use, all of the products, everything down below for you guys to check it out. I'm gonna be doing some more like makeup tutorials and stuff for the summer. Y'all know that's kind of when I get in my bag about makeup. I don't really like, I don't know, in the wintertime, like, I be hibernating. I don't be worried about this. So the last thing, last but not least, one of probably the most important things is investing in yourself financially. So learning how money works, understanding that we are currently, I believe the inflation rate is at 12% in America, okay? That is insane. So if you are a person watching this and you don't understand what I just said, go look it up, okay? And while you look it up, look up how money works. I think that actually might be the simplest search bar for anybody who doesn't understand how it works. Okay, using money as a tool. I feel like people a lot of times when you know you're somebody who doesn't come from money and you don't really understand how it works and what you're supposed to use it for and how you're supposed to use it. I think we have this idea of like hoarding money, right? Like money is supposed to circulate. It's not supposed to stay in one place. So when you have money and you know you're getting money, you're receiving money, and you start hoarding money, you know, understanding that this 12% inflation is only driving your value down. So learning how to invest your money and put it in all the right places to be able to allow your money to work for you is very important, especially in the times that we live in right now. So some like things that I've used for learning just about money and investment and investing financially, I watch EYL University on YouTube. So they do have an actual like course that you can purchase, and I believe they offer different classes and alumni come back and teach the courses. It's pretty dope. It's two men from New York. One was a teacher, I believe the other was a financial advisor. They came together after teaching financial literacy to students in the summertime, I believe like over the course of 10 years. And now they're like giving back, and you know, they have their own university, online courses, but they also offer free content on YouTube, which is really dope. So check them out as well, EYL University, shout out to them. They be teaching me some things about business, about filing LLCs, about like, I'll be just randomly watching like stuff on my subscription tab on YouTube, and they'll have a video about like, the other day I watched one about tax and mortgage liens. I don't have a house, I don't own a house yet, but I watched it because I want to learn, like I want to know just in case. So I think just constantly always learning is so key to life, and I think that no matter what, like just always be a sponge, like just soak up information and be grateful for the information, you know, like be grateful that you're in the room to get the information that you're getting, you know, be grateful that you have the mindset to be able to like know exactly what to look up to get the information you need, because you know with the internet everything is so censored now. And being around like-minded individuals also is very important because you guys can learn from each other and teach each other. So I will say that is pretty much it. And also I haven't read the book yet, but I have a few people who have recommended this book to me, and I also have just heard like on EYL and also just other like financial literacy podcasts and YouTube channels and stuff, they talk about Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That is also a book that I think is supposed to be really, really good for financial literacy and understanding what that is. Robert Kawasaki, I believe is his name. And he uses like the game of Monopoly to like explain how all of this stuff works. So I definitely recommend that. If you guys have any book recommendations or just any podcast recommendations or just anything that, you know, we can use or anything we can utilize to be able to learn just more about financial literacy, definitely leave it down below. Alright, you guys, so this is the final completed makeup look. Y'all know it's giving summer, giving me some skin, some natural glow. You know what I mean? I like it. I love it. I love me a natural makeup look. And I feel like this is just a staple that you guys can like use in your everyday routine for the summer, to be honest. I think it's really cute. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have gone black. So my hair is now black. I tried dyeing it myself, you guys, like a month ago. And I used box dye, not knowing like you're not supposed to use box dye in your hair. And so like my stylist, I told her that what I did, and she was so mad at me. She was like, I would have fired you if I had known. I would have fired you as a client if I had known you did that. And I'm like, you're gonna fire me as a client? She's like, yes, because you're not supposed to put box dye in your hair. So I ended up putting box dye in my hair. I think I washed my hair like 2 or 3 times since I've dyed my hair, and now my hair is slowly going back brown, which I'm just so annoyed about. So I'm gonna actually have to have her re-dye it with professional dye because I don't know what I did. But my hair still looks really healthy though, for it to be like going through all the chemicals and things. But yeah, she cut my hair, she trimmed my ends, and she gave me like a silk press. So let me know what you guys think about this like new hairstyle. I think it's really cute. It's like a long bob or a lob. It's not really a lob, it's more so like my hair is just long and I just have a trim. Everything that I mentioned in this video, I think is just very necessary just for your overall just state of being and just like being balanced in life. And I feel like when all of these things in my life are balanced, I'm balanced and I just feel good. I feel great, you know? So I just wanted to share you guys, you know, some things that I write down in my journals, and like this is kind of the vibe that I've been kind of giving, you know, in terms of like my get ready with me's. I really just sit and I think about topics that I think that everybody can kind of relate to, especially young millennials. I want to just kind of like point that out because I feel like we don't have a lot of guidance out there. And I just realized that over the course of some time, you know, like a lot of our like celebrities, role models, or whatever you want to call them, they're not the best role models. And you know, you got people out here just making you focus on all the wrong things, thinking that you have to go and get surgery to attract men, and like you have to, you know, act a certain way to get a certain place or to a certain level. You know, I know artists go through this all the time where they feel like they have to sexualize themselves in order to sell records. You know what I mean? And I think that I would say like, because I'm still as young as I am, I want to be able to relate to people who are young, you know, people who are my age and younger, but I wanted to do it in a way where I feel like you can still like relate, right? So I'm doing a get ready with me, doing my makeup while I'm talking about these topics, so you guys are still being entertained and still being engaged while being informed, right? And I think there's just not enough of like just good role models out there, you guys. Like, I don't know what the next generation is gonna do, but we gotta do better. And so this is kind of like that space that I'm trying to create on my channel where, you know, you don't have to want all of those things that you see on the internet. You don't have to look like that. You don't have to be like that. You don't have to act like that. You know what I mean? And that's okay. That's 100,000% okay. And I just want to be able to create a space where those girls, especially girls, but just those young people have a place to be able to come and like discuss real shit, you know, discuss real topics, discuss things that really matter at the end of the day. So that's kind of the goal for these kind of videos that I'm doing. So if you have any suggestions or any topics you think I should talk about in my next video, link it down in the comments below, and then write it down in the comments below. Also, you guys know that I've been kind of doing a thing where I ask a question at the end of the video. So for today's question, I wanted to ask you, okay, so it's actually a two-part question depending on how you answer the first one. So what do you do to invest in yourself? And then the second part of the question is, if you don't invest in yourself, how do you plan on doing so in 2022? So let me know down below. Let's have a discussion. Let's help build each other up. You know, if somebody is dealing with something, you can give them suggestions on how to overcome that, or give them suggestions on how to do it better. Let's, you know, comment and then have a discussion around this. I really am excited about, you know, what do you guys plan on doing to invest in yourself? You know, after all of the things I talked about today, y'all have to have something. That is it for today's video. I really and truly hope you guys enjoyed watching. Give me a thumbs up if you did, if you learned something new, if you gained a new perspective, if you just gained some value from this video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. It does a lot for my algorithm. Subscribe to my channel down below. We almost at 100,000 subscribers. And then also comment below. So I'll see you guys in my next video. I love you guys so much, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye, you guys.